Good morning, everybody. Ninja Nick here with 420 Gamer TV, bringing you guys a relationship talk video. But at the same time, I want to wish everyone a happy Memorial Day. I hope everyone has a safe and great day. Don't drink too much. Don't drive too fast. Be safe out there and enjoy yourselves. But also remember the fact that freedom isn't free. Okay, people? You got to remember that there was a lot of men and women who sacrificed their lives for the freedom that we have, for the availability to barbecue, for the availability to be gay, for the availability to be who you are and what you want to be. It was their sacrifice, their family's sacrifice, for why we are allowed to do and be what we are, which is the greatest and the best country in the world, which is why everyone wants to be here and why everyone kind of hates us. Because they can't trump us. Kind of funny that I use that as a term, but yeah. But anyways, now to the video. Okay, so this is going to be somewhat of a double standard, and or how to tell if someone's really into you kind of relationship talk. This is both for men and women, and I'll start with women. Okay, so ladies, if you are into a guy and you're wondering if he's into you, okay, well, not all, because the thing about women that most men, so guys pay attention to this, is they will sit there and they will tell you what they want. They will straight up tell you what they want, and they'll add it into a conversation and like just abruptly put it in there and everything else. So pay attention to what your lady or the lady that you're interested in says. Okay? And if they're into you, ladies, they'll pretty much do it, despite like how unhappy it makes them. And they will sit there and lie to you about how like they'll be honest, but at the same time they'll be like, well, because when I'm into a woman, like right now I'm into a woman, you know, hey, if she sits there and tells me like she doesn't want to do something, I'll be like, nah, okay. That's your choice. I'm not gonna, you know, because I'm the kind of guy, and we exist. We really do, ladies. But I respect what my woman wants. I want her to be happy, whether I'm happy or not. If she's happy, okay, I'll sit there and be unhappy or miserable or whatever, as long as she's happy, as long as she gets what she wants. But you gotta remember, and this is for everybody, guys and girls, if your spouse, your partner, the one that you want, if you're bending over backwards every single time that they bring up a stipulation or bring up something, and you're like, okay, and you agree to it and you do it, but yet they don't, that's double standard. And some people will do it on accident, lots of people do it on purpose, and that's where you need to like take your time and slowly figure it out. And if it's a repetitive thing, then they're doing it on purpose, because especially if you point it out and go, well, okay, because this is what I think, how, like, for anyone to actually have a good relationship is, before y'all have a relationship, sit there and talk. Like, with me, the kind of person I am, and with what I believe, because in yesterday's video, I sit there and I tell you that there's two halves of a relationship. You have the communication, the trust, the love, and the effort portion of the relationship, and then you also have the sex, intimacy, compassion portion. Sex being the biggest portion, because if you're not having sex and y'all are just hanging out and cuddling and everything else, pay attention to this, dude. You are just a cuddle buddy. You're just someone that when they're lonely, or when, you know, they have no one to talk to, or they don't have that one specific guy that they want to talk to, because either they're too afraid to talk to them, or like I don't want to say embarrassed, shy. There it is. That's the word I'm looking for, shy. If they're too shy to talk to that person, but yet they'll talk to you because you guys were good friends, or, you know, that it's just a little bit easier for them to talk to you. Well, take note of that, okay? Because if you are doing so much for this person and they're not doing anything for you, it's double standard and they don't care. Because if someone really cares about you and they know what you want, they'll respect themselves enough to be like, okay, hey, this is what I want and this is what I expect, and then y'all meet in the middle, okay? Like, you don't sit there and go, okay, well, this is what I want and this is what's gonna happen. That don't work, because people have differences of opinions, and if you're not willing to, I don't want to say falter a little bit, but if you're not willing to, do whatever it is necessary to make sure that that person's happy, as long as whatever it is doesn't do any harm to you, doesn't upset you in any way, and doesn't make you come out as like the bad guy to anyone else because of whatever. Just take note of that, guys and gals. You gotta remember that if you're gonna be in a relationship, it's not about you and what you want no more. Because when you're in a relationship, y'all are partners, and your goal is to better each other, not just better one individual. See, it's a relationship, meaning there's two people who are now coming together to better each other's lives by each other's efforts. If one individual, like let's say, like if the lady, like lots of ladies know this, if she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's trying to spend time with him, she's trying to talk to him and all this other kind of shit, and yet he's showing lackluster, like he doesn't want to talk, or like he's giving excuses of, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy, or this or that. In this day and age, if someone will go like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours not messaging you at all, not checking up on you, not seeing how you're doing, then honestly, you're not on their radar. Not until they go, oh, hey, I'm kind of bored, I don't really have anything to do, so, oh, hey, I'll message this person because they messaged me like that. And that's where you need to learn a lesson. Girls and guys, you seriously, like, if you're that person, because I'm that person, I'm not gonna lie, I sit there and I wait until I hear my phone go off, and I'm usually always quickly looking at it to see if it's the person I like talking to. If you don't get that same kind of response, and they have excuse after excuse after excuse on why, it's taking them 2, 3, 4 hours to write you back, it's like, there's really honestly no excuse, unless either A, they're a parent, and they're sitting there feeding their kid, cleaning their house, doing laundry, whatever. But if you are one of those I can't say very few, but a lot of the single people with no kids, no real responsibility other than paying bills and going to work, you legit have no excuse not to actually like talk to the person that you want to be with or you are with. Period. Now, continuing on with the whole double standard thing, most of y'all be like, oh, well, guys are really good at the double standard. No, not just us. You ladies are very keen. Actually, honestly, you're better at it than we are. And I can admit that because most of the relationships, most of the women that I've tried to have a relationship with, it was always a double standard. Like, they wanted the relationship aspect, but they didn't want to really treat me in the relationship way. They wanted, someone to be there for them, someone to help them out, someone to, do whatever they needed. But at the same time, they didn't want to have conversations. They didn't want to actually spend time. They didn't want to dirty talk. They didn't want to do anything else. They didn't want to have sex. Now, the reason why I see sex as a massive, huge, important thing is because, one, this is the way I see it is, if you're not sending dirty pictures, or you're not kind of, generally, having sex, or dirty talking with the person that, you're with, or, getting ready to be with. Now, I should say with, because you shouldn't be sending pictures to anybody that you're not dating. Case in point, guys, stop sending dick pics to chicks, okay? If they want to see your dick, they will fucking ask for it. And trust me, they don't want to. They really don't. Like, if it was an interesting thing, they would say, hey, I want to see your dick. In this day and age, there's Google. If someone wants to see dick, boobs, or pussy, all you have to look up is dick, boobs, and pussy. So, like, literally. But when it comes down to it, if you're not having sex, it's not a relationship. If you guys aren't, sending dirty pictures to each other just randomly, because I'm a firm believer that when there's two grown adults, you don't sit there and go, oh, like you just don't ask for pictures. If they want to send them to you and they know you want them, then you do it. Because it's really hard in this day and age to kind of like communicate with lots of people. Lots of people have that issue. Now, the way I see it is, if you want something a certain way in a relationship, before that relationship starts, you better actually state that. Both sides better state it, such as, no sex, or like sex later on in the relationship. Whatever it may be, both people need to talk. Both people need to go, okay, well, this is what I expect. And then, like I said, meet in the middle. If you're not able to meet in the middle with the person that you're with, or the person that you're talking with, in any of the conversations that you're having, then in true aspect, you aren't really into them. Because the way I view it is, into this, because you all don't do this one at all. Not anymore. But the thing is, when you're really into somebody, and I mean really into somebody, you want them to be happy, you want them in your life, you will bend over backwards to give them what they want. See, I have a firm standpoint, okay? And that's not giving no sex, no sexual advances, no nothing towards a woman unless, 1, they're dating me. 2, we're officially together, and they understand that if we're together, we're having sex, or it's not a relationship, and we are just going to be friends. Because if we're just going to be friends, that's what we're going to keep it as. Because I've been played with, I've had like so many things done to me, I've been double standard so many times to the point to where I can easily turn my libido off like that. All it takes is for me to put the thought process of, oh, they're not really into me. No, they don't want to have sex with me. No, they're not into me sexually. And, a whole lot of that kind of stuff. Put that into my brain and boom, libido gone. And then it takes a very, very long time to turn it back on for that individual. So, dudes, pay attention and keep your willy in your pants. Just don't give your dick to any woman who is not willing to do what you're willing to do. Okay? Now, I do believe that people need to have like standards, and they need to be able to set fucking boundaries. I understand that one, and that's perfectly fine, because that's what makes you you. And you know what? Like I said, if that person really wants you and really cares about you, they'll respect you and what you want. Which just comes down to, the really hard part, especially when there's like two different people. Like, I guess the best part would be like a Christian and an atheist, or people of two massively different religions, and or non-religious, obviously with the atheist, but two people who have different aspects. Like the Christian, and I mean like, let's say heavy duty hardcore Christian, such as no sex before marriage, no like naughty stuff before marriage and everything else. Well, just an FYI, that like there will be guys who will have no problem with that, but you can't get mad at them if they don't sit there and be sexual towards you, because being a dude, there's something called blue balls, okay? And if we're constantly horny and constantly turned on and we're not really able to do anything about it, yeah, that's kind of bad. That's just kind of bad. Ladies, y'all don't have to worry about that. That's something that, hey, y'all get horny, y'all just, hey, you're good. A dude gets horny, that's bad. But you gotta remember that if you're gonna be on two broad, separate spectrums, you gotta like put this thought process into mind. And that thought process is, okay, in my religion, I can't do this, or this. This person, they can do whatever they want because they're not held back or held down by not only religious belief, but their congregation or whatever's like rules and belief system, which is also kind of like, I don't want to say anything bad about Christians or anyone who believes in God, but honestly, one of the most judgmental, the most controlling people are anyone on the spectrum of, oh hey, we believe in God. I've met a lot of really relaxed people who kind of like put their perspective of, oh well, in this day and age everything's different. Like you don't have to save yourself for marriage, but if you're smart and you wait to see if the person that you're with is actually going to stick with you, that's honestly, you know, the way to go. Because you got to remember that if if you don't know if you can actually if you're able to have sex with this person, such as like if y'all are even somewhat compatible, because that does take time. Most people aren't going to be like that and be able to have sex instantly with each other and it be rocking and awesome all the time. Not gonna happen unless y'all are lucky. Now, when it comes to, you know, everything else, like, yeah, it takes time, but still you have to be able to, like, with y'all people who, you know, think sex after marriage, okay, that's fine, but you gotta remember, if you don't know how big they are, how good they are, or, you know, their sexual likes, and you're married to them, and they're not getting sex, something's gonna happen. And one of two things is gonna happen. Either they're gonna leave you because they're not getting what they want, and it's not fair that they don't get what they want, and or they're gonna cheat on you because they're not getting what they want. And this is guys and girls. Now, I'm the kind of guy, I've been cheated on, I've been used, I've been lied to, and all that other kind of stuff, so I honestly don't expect any woman to have sex with me or be honest with me or anything. I'm hoping and I'm like being positive about it, but at the same time, I'm one of those people that it's like, oh, today is gonna be the day that, you know, it happens, kind of like Guy, because it always happens, period. And that's something I noticed about, you know, being a good guy or a good girl, is you tend to be fucked with quite a lot. And then after you get fucked with quite a lot, you end up having massive issues, whether it be with trust and everything else. So just keep that in mind, that if you're going to be in a relationship or attempting to be in a relationship with someone, if you're not going to trust them, don't date them or even give them the idea that it's possible. Period. Because it's a waste of your time and it's a waste of their time, and that's time that you won't get back, and on this planet we don't have an exuberant amount of it. You can get hit tomorrow by a car, we can get hit by a meteor, like a plane can fall out of the sky and crush people. The randomest shit. Case in point, COVID. Okay, someone can get COVID and die. So you know what, don't pass up the opportunity of being with someone you want to be with. Don't hold back your emotions, and you know what, be you. Like, be you. And to the people who if you're in love, like, I mean in love, like you've fallen head over heels for this chick or this guy, then you know what? You're gonna do anything to keep that person. You really are. Most people go, oh no, you shouldn't do that. But that's just it. When you love somebody, you will sacrifice your happiness. You will sacrifice almost anything to make sure that they have their happiness and that they're happy, because their happiness also makes you somewhat happy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there will be somewhat of a misery portion to it, because, you know, you might be holding back something, or you might not be doing something you want to do, or whatever else. But if you love someone, but if you love someone, you will legit do anything that will make them happy, minus, you know, harming yourself, harming others, and stuff like that. Because I know there's gonna be someone in the comment sections goes, oh well, what if they told you to murder somebody? No, No, I mean, you will do anything, like, such as, okay, case in point, if two people sit there and go, okay, like, one person goes, well, I don't want to have sex until such and such a date. Okay, well, I don't want to have such sex until such and such date either. And then they meet in the middle and go, here we go, either we can have sex here and then, and, you know, in the middle of their two time frames, or just understand that we probably won't have sex at all. Which, there are dudes out there, I'm not gonna lie, there's dudes out there who could be in a relationship with you and not have sex with you. I'm one of those guys. And it's because we've been used, we've been played with, and we've had our emotions played with. Because it hurts a lot. Like, we have feelings too. Like, us guys, we have feelings too. But because we're dudes, we have to be strong for our lady and make sure that they feel safe and they feel comfortable and, you know, secure. So, we can't sit there and be, like, over emotional. We can be emotional. And that's where, like, it comes into, and that's also another reason why most men don't share their emotions, because most women we share our emotions with don't pay attention and don't care. Okay? So, dudes, much like how women, like what women have been doing, which is respecting themselves and doing all that other kind of stuff, we need to respect ourselves, and we need to stop being overly nice, doing whatever it is that they want, unless they're willing to do what we want. And I mean, you have to be in a relationship, and you also have to respect each other. This is how it goes. And I mean, you can't be mad or upset with someone if they don't want to be with you because you're not willing to do something that they want, like, at all. And you can't get upset with somebody if, you know, all of a sudden they're like holding back. Like, if you're one of those people who sit there and go, okay, well, we're not gonna have sex until such and such. Okay. Because I'm one of those guys, like, if, you know, I'm told I'm not gonna have sex for, like, so long, I'm turning my libido off, because there's no point on it being on if I'm not gonna have sex. Because the thing about it is, it's a tease, and being teased with something that you're not gonna have is kind of like a dog on a treadmill with, like, you know, a bone or a steak in front of him, and he's being forced to kind of like run and trot or whatever to kind of like see what hoops he's gonna jump through to get that meat. That's what that is. And any smart guy and smart chick will sit there and go, nah, I'm not gonna play that game. And or you're gonna play it along with them, except you're gonna like one up them by either extending the time frame, or you're gonna be like, okay, let's see how long you can go without having sex, because I can go a long time. Because me, shit, I haven't been in a physical relationship. I mean, I've attempted to date people, but I haven't actually been in a physical relationship where I was actually able to spend time with the person and actually have sex in a very, very long time. It's been well over 5 years since last time I legit actually slept with a woman. And it's honestly not that bad. There's something called masturbation. So, you know, hey, I've gone 5 years, I can go like another 20 years without sex. I really can. It's someone paying attention to me, caring about my feelings, caring about what I want. That is something I care about, and that's honestly what I want. And dudes, that right there is what makes you superly dangerous to a woman, because they can't use their femininely wilds against you to get what they want from you. Period. Because there are women who will sit there and use their looks, all of their like aspects to, you know, get the nice guy out of you, to get you to do something for them, you know, even just straight out message you, because lots of women out there will only message you dude because they're bored. Which makes me happy that the one I found isn't like that. The one I'm talking to isn't like that. She legit talks to me because she actually cares about me and wants to talk to me. And me finding her is kind of another reason why I wanted to start doing these relationship talk videos, because, you know, it was roughly around the same thing when I was dating this one girl who kind of made me think that she actually liked me. Come to find out, nah, she didn't like me because it was the same fucking thing. It was double standard bullshit. Like, like I just can't, like, As soon as something starts hitting double standard, I shut so much of my shit off that they'll go, oh shit. It's like, yeah, I mean, can't help it. So ladies, if you are talking to a guy or dating a guy and he up and starts doing that, don't automatically assume there's something wrong with him. Okay? Ask him what's wrong, and he might be honest and tell you, because he doesn't, if he cares about you, he's not going to want to hurt your feelings. Like, that's way on the opposite of what he wants, is to hurt your feelings. So, in all honesty, he's just going to, like, bite his tongue and keep it to himself. It's not really lying, but it's also not being honest, too. Because sometimes being honest is a bad thing. I have found that one out quite a bit. Which is why now there's a lot of shit I keep to myself, because of the fact of the matter is, like, I don't want to hurt someone very specifically important to me, because I want her in my life. Period. There's just like certain things that you will sacrifice when you care about someone. Like with me, I have sacrificed quite a bit to, you know, keep this person in my life, because I care about her. I legit, like, we care about each other. Like, it's... I haven't actually had this ever. Like, my son's mom wasn't like this with me. Like, shit. Me and her found out within like 2 months we weren't compatible to be dating. But, yeah, needless to say, had a kid. But, just always remember that you have to respect yourself, respect what you want, you have to respect them, and they have to respect what you want. Okay? So there's that 4 little pieces. Okay? And it's all respect, it's all mutual. And it comes down to, you know, if you really do love someone, you really do want that person in your life, what are you willing to do to keep them in your life? That's what it comes down to. Like, this practically 30-minute long video, that's what it boils down to, folks. Guys and gals, what are you willing to do to keep that woman or that man in your life? Ask yourself, like, period. If you care about someone and you love them, you will do certain things to, like, reassure them. Now, at the same time, this will be like the last part, which is where I think, this is how I think sex should be a part of the actual relationship. And, you know, not just sex, but, you know, naughty talk, dirty pictures, that kind of thing. It makes someone feel wanted. And then as soon as you take that away, they don't feel wanted no more. As soon as you take away the naughty talk, the dirty pictures, whatever, all of a sudden they're like, wait, what did I do? What did I say? Like, all of a sudden they don't want me no more? Like, wait, what's going on? Like, hang on, like, what do I need to do to, like, keep it this way? How do I get it to where you want to still be with me? Like, what do I have to do? Like, do I have to not be naughty? Do I have to, like, be naughty? What, like, kind of, it's confusing. And you have to talk. You have to sit there. And that's why, you know, in my opinion, because I've been the person to where, you know, I wouldn't get anything. I wouldn't get dirty talking to. I wouldn't get pictures, even though they would get pictures. I wouldn't get attention, even though they got attention. You know, it's that kind of shit that you have to pay attention to. If they're not responding to you in the same manner that you're responding to them in any aspect, whether it be physically, emotionally, or mentally, if you're not getting the same in return, that's double standard. If they're taking more than they're giving you, then they're a taker and not there for, like, your benefit. Because the thing is, that's how a relationship is. You give, they give, and it's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, every single time, until they have half of you and you have half of them. Like, period. And, you know, I'm one of those people, it's like, I want a woman, a good woman, to find a good man. Because it's the good people who suffer and end up either, you know, being really damaged and alone, or just giving up and just dealing. And if they find someone who, like, kind of tolerates them, but yet they're not super happy because they're now dealing with someone who they fight and argue with. They don't have very much in common and all that other kind of stuff. Don't do that. Don't just deal with it. No. The relationship is work, but at the same time, it shouldn't be like super duper hard work and you're the only individual doing the work. Nah. That's no bueno. Now, that's it for this video. Pretty much. I do actually kind of want to do an actual gameplay video. It's been a long time. Well, not a long time, but I definitely want to do one. But to my baby, who will probably be watching this video because she watches my videos, I love you. I can't wait to talk to you. And, you know, none of this was about you. Just an FYI. It's just, you know, yesterday at work, I got to see so many women. Like, this one lady, she was in the store shopping. Like, she was legit shopping. And her husband or boyfriend, I don't know, comes in. And they're an older couple. I'd say, like, 40s, 50s. But he comes in, he looks for her. He's cussing up a storm. He's pissed because she's been in the store longer than she said she was. And, like, he's sitting there, like, he's berating her. He's like, obviously making her feel like shit. And, you know, he turns around, walks, he's like, and as he's walking away, he's sitting there saying how he's gonna leave the bitch there, and he ain't gonna answer the phone and pick her up, kind of like crap. It's that kind of shit that annoys me, because it's those dudes who get all the good aspects from the women, and it's dudes like me who don't get practically anything. That annoys the living shit out of me, and I've seen that more than once yesterday. Like, the amount of women I've seen come in with black eyes, the amount of women I've seen come in with, like, you know, just miserable looking faces because they're with someone that they're not happy with. And I've seen the same thing with dudes. I've seen dudes come in with, like, women who berate them and treat them like garbage. And it's kind of, like, just ridiculous. The fact that people will sit there and deal with it because they don't want to be lonely. I honestly would rather be lonely than be lied to or played with. Because at least that way, you're not miserable, lonely, being lied to, played with, and everything else. See what I mean? It just adds on to it, and I wouldn't want all that on top of being, you know, lonely. Fuck that. Lonely is a hell of a lot better than anything else. But, yeah. That's it for this video. Like, that's kind of why I wanted to do it. Like, I was going to do it last night, but I was like, nah. I want to eat. I want to talk to my girl. And I want to just kind of, like, relax. Because if I would have done it last night, I probably would have cussed up a storm. I did cuss a little bit in this one, but... oh, it would have been way worse last night. The mood I was in. Like, nah. I had to get super stoned. Had to relax. Had to talk to my girl. But that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I really do hope it does help, because, like, honestly, it really hurts me to see people, men and women, in relationships that aren't gonna go anywhere. Like, it hurts me to see dudes get used by women, and it hurts me to see women, like, just deal with being with a guy because they don't want to be alone, or they need the help, or, like, they're in love, but that person isn't. Like, don't be the person who's in love, but yet not being loved. And that's going to be another video I'm going to do, probably either tonight or tomorrow morning. So, like I said at the beginning of this video, I hope everyone has a great Memorial Day. Thank our men and women of the military if you see one. If you, I would say hug them, but COVID, social distancing bullshit. But thank them, shake their hand if you can, hand sanitize that shit before you shake their hand, whatever. But thank our men and women of the military. Give them your honor, give them respect, treat them right. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be us. We wouldn't have what we have, and honestly, we'd be like China, or Russia, or any other communist country, Cuba. So, do so, and, you know, have a great day. Be responsible, have fun. Hopefully everyone has a great day, great night, great evening, all that great stuff. You know exactly what I mean. Catch me for my next one. Later, guys.